Star player, not named Cade Cunningham. Jerami Grant being shut down for the season. Just like the title says at the bottom. Ryan, is this the last we have seen of Jerami Grant as a Detroit Piston?
I think it is. I hope it is. I'm not happy that it had to come this way, right where he's hurt, because you're never going to wish that on a guy. But I hope the Pistons move on. This will give the Pistons a few more opportunities to play some of the young guys. Isaiah Livers is going to get a ton of minutes out of this. Marvin Bagley is going to play more at the power forward spot, I would imagine, out of this. And then Dwayne Casey already came out and said, expect more shots for Sadiq Bey. So long term, I think it's a good thing for the Pistons. I do think somebody, whether it be the Trailblazers, who we talked about on our last show, or another mystery team no one's even thought of, is going to come in and swoop up Jerami Grant, around the draft, during the draft, whatever the case may be. But I think we've seen Jerami Grant's last game as a Piston. I wish him all the best. He was pretty good while he was here, put together a semi-all-star campaign last year, wanted to come here, said he wanted to play for a black city, a black coach, a black GM. And, he really embraced everything that Detroit was all about. So I have no ill will at all towards Jerami Grant if that is indeed the last time that we see him in the Pistons blue and red.
I mean, and the man, kind of revitalized his career here. 22 points per game last year, just over 19 points a game this year. A lot of injury troubles. And I think part of that, was he was injured, and then it was getting towards, the end of the trade deadline. And so it was like, all right, are they going to make something happen? Don't risk him getting hurt. Let's see if we can get him, traded. It didn't happen. So then he came back and started playing, was playing real well. Then this calf injury happened. And, there's no reason to push it. It's not like we're pushing for a playoff spot. We're 20-55. So, I get it. I appreciate what he brought here, because he brought it. When he played, he brought it. He didn't half-ass it. And, he made the most of his time here, said all the right things, played the right way. And just like you, I wish him the absolute best. But this will be interesting to see now, because when we were doing Sports Carnage and we were talking about the hope of, getting Cade Cunningham, and then we got Cade Cunningham, and we were talking about the youth of this team and how young this team really is. And Jerami Grant was a little bit of an outlier because he's a little bit older than the group we were talking about. We were talking about 20-year-olds, 21-year-olds, 22-year-olds, and we got a ton of them on the Pistons. And Jerami Grant was, 26, 27, I think? So a little bit older than that. So now we get to see what this youth movement is going to look like for the rest of this year. All the guys you mentioned, obviously Cade, Killian, we're going to see what these guys can bring to the table, as a young group that's growing together. And we've seen in the second half of the season, them play a lot better as a team, and we've seen that growth. And so now for the rest of the year, we're going to see it without Jerami Grant. And, who knows, maybe because Grant's not out there, Cade's going to be putting up 30, 10, and 10 to finish off the year and force them to give that man the Rookie of the Year.